Hello guys, this is the Rug Detective Show coming to you again with another show, another episode. Let's get straight to it. So this is going to be a quick one, as this company we're going to talk about today will be listing in a few hours. So I want to get this out to you to help you improve your decision making. So this is a company called OptionRoom, ticker symbol ROOM. So basically we're going to just take a look and go through this now. It shows here time until listing, so in a few hours, so less than 3 hours at the moment. So first and foremost, what we're going to do is take a look at their summary, or actually even better, I'm going to take a look at their code, because it says here our token address is this. So this is the token address. So basically copy and paste the code and then add it into here. Actually, I did this before. Good. So this is the token address. This is the code. This is the token tracker. So you can be able to see the name and then the ticker symbol. And then what I like to do is then go to the contract creator, or the person that's deployed the contract. Then what I'll do is I will open up a new tab. Then with this, I can be able to just have more information regarding who actually created this specific contract. And then what I'll do is I will basically copy this address, and then I'll go to the Rug Detectives sheet. If you go to Twitter, it will be in my bio. And then here it shows Rug Detectives scam wallets. And what I'll then do is I'll basically cross-check to make sure that this deployer hasn't created or is not currently in my list, blacklisted wallets. As you can be able to see here, I'm building up a database. So it will then track. So I've basically just copied this code already. I'll just do this again just to make sure if it's found in the sheet. So it's not found in the sheet, and these sheets show all the previous creators. And these are the projects that's associated with these deployers, and ones that may have rugged before, or that have actually rugged or scammed or minting rights or dumped on the community. And I give it a description about details about the scam and so on and so forth. So it's quite in depth, and it's growing on a daily basis. So this helps in terms of when you're trying to look for projects and making decisions. So good. So that's not there. And then what I'll do is, just to get straight to it, we'll go through this now. So OptionRoom is built on Polkadot. So obviously this is a huge ecosystem now that's really grown. A lot of the projects that I've been doing reviews on, I think 90% are being built or have been built on Polkadot at the moment. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to go to, they have a summary section here. Actually, I want to just take a look at their source code of the website just to see what they built this in. Okay, bootstrapped. So they use bootstrapped because sometimes you get some of these companies that are building on Wix or on WordPress. Nothing bad to say, but I mean that if you're looking to raise tens to hundreds of thousands of euros and you're building on a Wix site, or on WordPress where there's a lot of vulnerabilities in terms of plugins, you need to be very careful. So, okay, so it's bootstrapped, that's fine. That's there. So let's go to this, go back here. So let's get straight to it. Okay, so this is that. So their aim is they are allowing users to participate in event derivatives that are pegged to real world outcomes by governance. So they're using governance consensus to place bets on real world outcomes. So this could be anything that's happening, i.e. who's going to be the next president of the US, of America, for example, or when is there going to be a reliable vaccine for the pandemic, for example. When is it going to cure? So I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud here, just going a bit crazy now. So okay, let's go to it. So protocol can be easily integrated as an OAAS user governed Oracle as a service. Okay, so this is cool. So Oracle as a service, so they're more providing, this could be like a subscription based type scenario, protocol governance that they're using. Then here, so user governed Oracle as a service, fine. User governed forecast market protocol. So we're just working through the steps of their model dual token model. So they've got a utility here, as you can be able to see. Token of OptionRoom and court serving as the governance. So they actually have court as the governance token. And then you have OptionRoom as the utility, okay? And then they'll have a staking and authenticity score, which will be based on higher authenticity score, meaning more voting power. Honest governance participants are rewarded. Okay, so you're rewarded with room token based on your authenticity score, and also dishonest participant will be punished. Okay, so that's interesting. So they're trying to measure this structure there. So self-sustainable and community-based. So protocol fees fuel buyback mechanism. Founders receive no percentage of the protocol fees. Okay, that's good. So there's no incentivization of the founders based on fees. That's good in a way, because then obviously they're really trying to build a strong community for this, because you have a lot of projects that are incentivized by, you know, whatever staking pools, or, you know, adding their bots to it and taking advantage as the early individuals, but there's no incentivization for them. Cool. So version 2 is planned to be built on, so I want to know when that version 2 will come out. So these are questions you start asking. Okay, so let's just move on here. So there's a request flow. I'll take a look at that afterwards. Then there's forecast market flow, goes through the settlement, voting, rewards. So it gives you a structure of actually how it's working. And then competitors. So this is extremely important to take a look at who are their competitors. As you can clearly see here, what are they offering that the competitors are not? Because you can see this, but we want to know is where are they along the roadmap? Do we actually have a product? So I have if you take a look at here, this is the checklist. So you can be able to go down, as it say here, the product, and the product will say, okay, do they actually have a product that's currently on the test net, on the main net? Is it launch? Where are we up to date? It just builds more confidence if this is something you're interested in, because you can have a specific roadmap, but we want to know where are they along that path. So, okay, so basically it's saying that fully diluted market cap 5 million here, fully 88 million, but they've been around for a few years now anyway, so they've built up their reputation in the space. 4 million raised, poly market 91, okay, built on Polkadot, fine, majority of token dedicated to community, okay. So if you say it, you have to mean it. So we'll have to take a look at the tokenomics to really see what the situation is. And then here it just goes through more information in terms of the protocol rewards. So here's settlements, validity, voting, participation rewards. Okay, so you can be able to go through this. I'll go through this afterwards, and I'm going to add all this information in this sheet after I've released this video, and I'll also be auditing the smart contract for the paid members as usual. Okay, so let's just continue here. So they have dual token model. Room is the utility token of the protocol, okay, as we just discovered, and court is the governance token. The protocol, it is minted in 3 different ways and staked into governance for voting rights, okay. This is one good thing also, is that what you tend to have sometimes is that when there's these staking mechanisms that take place and they're rewarding, a lot of these projects reward as a rewarding fee will be based on the actual token, and this kind of diminishes and decreases the value of the actual token, because people are basically selling it. So I do like when there's a separate token structure, one for rewards based and one for the actual token. Just really builds up that kind of like distinguishes between it, which is extremely important long term for the viability of the product. So court token allocation, so it gives initial token circulating supply 1 court, maximum 500,000 court, first 30 days 1 court per block, 90% of the rewards from the first 30 days are vested over 1 year. That's good. They're really thinking outside the box here, because as I just mentioned, in terms of the rewards, people basically dump it straight away. So the first 30 days are vested. So 90% of rewards from the first 30 days are vested over 1 year. Good. So that means the reward, you're not just going to sell it straight away. You would have to, it'll be vested over a year, which is very smart, very, very smart thinking. It's clear that people who have put together these tokenomics and this allocation have an understanding of what they're doing, and good segue. Team. So here gives a breakdown of the team. A few of these guys I've heard of before. So just give you CEO, software developer, experience in blockchain. Another guy here, CTO, previous projects he's worked on. Then this guy, Solidity developer, DevOps engineer, previous experience in World Bank, which is good. And then Nazar, heard of this guy, Intel, Microsoft. So they've got a very, very strong team on part of the company and advisors here. So one thing you do find is we're all about due diligence. We're about doing as much research and finding out whether this is true or not. So then what we'll do is we'll then find out, we'll go to LinkedIn. Maybe they even have this lowered down, do they? No, they don't. So let's go to here. So Marcel Adawar, or if I type in OptionRoom. So if I go to LinkedIn, type in OptionRoom, let's see what comes up. Okay. So this is the research that you'll be going through. Then we'll take a look at the people associated with this specific company. So they currently have 4. So this is the CEO who's there. That's good. Show more. Anything else come up? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so it had the 4 individuals there, and it's, okay, here it is. Good. So it had this individual, so the CEO's there, and then it has this chap, so he's basically a developer. Then it has this guy, the CTO, and does it have Nazar? I don't think so. It's not there on it. Let's see here, architecture. Okay, so this is good to see that the members that's shown on their documents, on their summaries, actually added to LinkedIn, just builds up that trust and reliability, which is good. They have a strong team. The website is clear and concise. They're competing with a lot of pretty big players in the space. So let's take a look at the tokenomics. So 100% amount. So they managed to raise 900K between seed and private. Token amount allocation price. So this is a price 0.018. Okay, so they already will be up once this is listed at 5 cents. They're already basically more or less tripled, doubled to tripled. Seeds already doubled to tripled, but 20% will be unlocked on listing, and the rest will be vested 7% month 2, and then daily starting from. Okay, that's good. So, because the big concerns also is that once these projects are listed, what's the percentage from the seed and private rounds that are dumped into the market? So here from this 900, there's collectively 25% for private, 20% for seed. So that's good. So, and then the rest is vested. So you might see a slight dip in the price, but long term, the staking rewards are vested. Majority of seeds are vested over a period. So this could potentially fly. Team tokens, 1 year cliff, 1 year vesting, good protocol rewards, distributed foundation, 1 year cliff. Okay, good. Here, liquidity, 300K total. It's good to make sure that if they say it's 300K, I would definitely ask this 300K to ensure that it's added to liquidity and it's locked for a year. It's good to make sure that you ask once it's locked, is it locked with Unicrypt? Is it locked with, let's just go here. So go here. So you can be able to go down to the document. You can see, is it here? Unicrypt, is it with Team Finance? Is it with Unilock? I think Unilock, yeah. Actually, Unilock, I'm going to add them to it. So these are the questions you have to ask. And then you want to make sure that it's a year based on this document. And then you want to ask the questions that if these are vested, so you're keeping everything in tab. Then it goes down. And then this is the roadmap. So roadmap is Q1 2021. So that's where we are now. Staking launch V1. Development phase MVP. Okay, so I would ask, I want to see the MVP, because this is very important here. I want to see the MVP, because if they have an MVP, that's building a lot of confidence straight away. Then they're having a protocol launch in the second quarter, governance protocol and audit. So I think they have a clear timeline and plan, and if they can achieve that, this is a good long-term project. So that's fine. What else is basically missing here? Okay, good. So in essence, clean site, good project, strong team, added to LinkedIn. They have an MVP. I'll ask about the MVP. Make sure that liquidity will be locked for a year and the vesting period's in place. I would also I'll go through obviously the auditing of the smart contract. It's good to ask who's actually audited their contract, whether it's Certic, Chain Security, Solidity, for example, and then read the material. And then also what is very important to take a look at is to go onto Twitter, take a look at their flow. They got 43,000 followers. Look at the engagement. So check to see who's actually shilling this project. Do they have like, I'm going to actually see who they're following first and foremost. So this is all the work you go through. So they're following Bounce. So it could be that Bounce, this is where they did the pre-sale. And the venture funds, this is probably where they raised the funding from. So this is just the research that you'll go through. Check to see who's actually shilling the project, because it's important to have a strong community and people that are backing it, that are well known. Not no crazy shillers, not the untoward shillers, let's just say. And then you'll then go into the Telegram. You'll take a look at the communication, the flow, see what's happening there. So just essentially following through the whole process and just checklist to make sure it's right. But yeah, it's all good to go. I'm going to be adding the details to it, and I'll also be going through the code. So basically what I'm doing here, this is from the contract deployer. I've actually now copied this, added this into this, just to take a look at the smart wallets connected to this specific contract deployer, to see if they've actually created any other projects and how well those projects did or went. Because if this contract deployer was connected to a rug, then obviously this is not good, right? So this is the work you have to do. So anyway, I'll add these details into the spreadsheet, and good luck. Bye-bye.